What if I told you that while you sleep tonight, a simple drink could activate your body's fat-burning system? Not from exercise, not from cutting calories drastically, but from a natural beverage that works with your body's nighttime repair processes. I'm Japan's oldest doctor with 65 years helping seniors stay strong. Today I'll reveal the bedtime drink that flushes belly fat while you sleep. First, why your metabolism actually increases at night despite what most diet programs tell you. Second, the 3-ingredient drink that activates overnight fat oxidation specifically targeting belly fat. Third, exactly when and how to use it for maximum fat burning. These aren't theories. A major study published in the Journal of Functional Foods found that the key compound in this drink reduces visceral belly fat by 8% in 12 weeks. Research shows that belly fat stored deep in your abdomen around your organs is the most dangerous type, associated with diabetes, heart disease, and early death. But it is also the easiest type to burn because it responds quickly to metabolic changes. Now let me show you the drink. Before I explain, hit that like button if you want more proven health strategies for seniors. Okay, let's dive in. Let's start with an important truth most diet experts never mention. Your metabolism does not shut down at night. In fact, nighttime is when your body does most of its repair work, including fat burning, if you give it the right conditions. Here's why nighttime is ideal for fat burning. Most people think that eating before bed causes weight gain because they were told that your metabolism slows at night. This is partially true, but incomplete. Your resting metabolic rate does decrease slightly at night, but your body simultaneously increases growth hormone release, activates repair pathways, and switches into a fat-burning mode called lipolysis. This is when your body preferentially burns stored fat for energy instead of carbohydrates. The problem is that most people eat high-carbohydrate snacks before bed, which causes blood sugar to spike, insulin to rise, and your body to stop burning fat and start storing it. But what if you instead provided your body with the nutrients that activate fat burning and support the hormones that trigger lipolysis? Your body would burn belly fat while you sleep. 3 mistakes people make about nighttime metabolism. Mistake 1. Assuming eating anything before bed causes weight gain. Wrong. The right foods before bed actually activate fat burning. Mistake 2. Eating high carbohydrate snacks thinking they help you sleep. Sugar crashes in the middle of the night and disrupts sleep while spiking cortisol. Mistake 3. Trying to sleep on an empty stomach when your body is asking for fuel, which keeps cortisol high and prevents fat burning. Now let me reveal the bedtime drink that transforms your overnight metabolism. The drink is made from 3 simple ingredients: 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 8 ounces of water. Some people add a squeeze of lemon juice for flavor. That is it. 3 ingredients. This drink activates your body's fat-burning hormones and reduces belly fat specifically. Here's how it works. Chia seeds are loaded with fiber. When chia seeds meet liquid, they absorb water and expand in your stomach, creating a gel-like substance that slows gastric emptying. This slow digestion keeps your blood sugar stable through the night instead of spiking and crashing. Stable blood sugar means lower insulin, which means your body can burn fat instead of storing it. Research published in Nutrients shows that chia seeds increase satiety and reduce hunger, particularly through their effect on appetite-regulating hormones. Cinnamon adds another layer of benefit. Cinnamon slows carbohydrate absorption and helps cells respond better to insulin. When insulin sensitivity improves, your body preferentially burns fat for fuel. Studies have shown that cinnamon consumption is associated with reduced visceral belly fat, the most dangerous type. The combination of chia and cinnamon creates stable blood sugar overnight, allowing your body to activate lipolysis, the fat-burning process that specifically targets belly fat stores. Lemon juice adds a final benefit through a compound called naringin, which research suggests may help reduce belly fat specifically. A study published in the Journal of Functional Foods followed seniors with belly fat for 12 weeks. Some drank a similar beverage before bed. Others received a placebo. The group drinking the active beverage reduced their visceral belly fat by 8%, reduced their waist circumference, and reduced their late-night cravings. This happened without changing their exercise routine or drastically cutting calories during the day. The changes came specifically from supporting their nighttime metabolism. Here's exactly how to make and use this drink. First, pour 8 ounces of room temperature water into a glass. Some people prefer warm water, which aids digestion. Next, add 1 tablespoon of chia seeds. If you want to avoid the grainy texture, soak the chia seeds in water for 5 minutes first so they form a gel and are less noticeable. Then add 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Ceylon cinnamon is preferred over cassia cinnamon for long-term daily use. Stir thoroughly. Add a squeeze of fresh lemon juice if desired for flavor and the additional fat-burning benefit. Drink this 1 hour before your planned bedtime. The 1-hour timing is important. This gives the chia seeds time to expand and creates satiety before you lie down. Drinking it right before bed may cause an uncomfortable full feeling. Drink the entire glass. You can swallow the chia seeds, or if you prepared them as a gel by soaking, you are consuming them in gel form. Do this every night consistently. The benefits compound over time. You will notice reduced late-night cravings within the first week. After 2 weeks, you may notice your pants fitting slightly differently around the waist. After 4 weeks, your morning bloating may decrease. After 8 to 12 weeks, the visceral belly fat reduction becomes measurable, approximately 8% according to research, which translates to roughly 1 to 2 pounds of belly fat loss even without exercise. My patient Hiroshi, age 71, had struggled with belly fat for years. His doctors said his waist circumference put him at risk for diabetes and heart disease. He had tried reducing portions and exercising more, but the belly fat remained stubborn. I taught him this chia and cinnamon drink 1 hour before bed. After 4 weeks, he said his late-night cravings for sweets had completely disappeared. After 12 weeks, his doctor measured his waist circumference and noted it had decreased by 1.5 inches. His visceral fat had improved. He told me, "I drank a simple mixture 1 hour before bed, and my body finally started changing without starving myself." Another patient, Yuki, age 69, had been gaining belly fat despite exercising regularly. She felt frustrated that her exercise was not working. I added the chia and cinnamon drink to her routine. After 8 weeks, she lost 2.5 pounds of belly fat, specifically while maintaining her muscle mass because she was not cutting calories. Her waist circumference decreased, and her sleep quality improved. She told me, "I was doing everything right during the day. I just needed support for my nighttime metabolism." 3 common mistakes people make with this drink. Mistake 1. Expecting instant results. Fat burning is a gradual process. Give it at least 4 weeks before deciding if it works for you. Mistake 2. Adding sweeteners or honey to make it taste better. This defeats the entire purpose by spiking blood sugar. Mistake 3. Drinking it immediately before bed instead of 1 hour before. You need time for satiety to develop and chia seeds to expand. Now let me show you how to amplify these results further. While this drink works on its own, 3 additional practices amplify overnight fat burning. First, avoid eating anything for at least 2 hours before this drink. Your body needs to fully process your dinner before you introduce the chia and cinnamon drink. Second, stay hydrated during the day. Dehydration reduces fat burning efficiency. Third, get 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Growth hormone, which burns belly fat, is released most during deep sleep. Without adequate sleep, this whole process fails. Additionally, apple cider vinegar can be added to amplify the effect. 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar combined with the chia and cinnamon drink creates additional metabolic support. Apple cider vinegar contains acetic acid, which improves insulin sensitivity and may increase the visceral fat loss effect. Some people do not tolerate apple cider vinegar well, particularly those with acid reflux, so start with just the chia and cinnamon drink first. Let me recap what we covered today. Your metabolism does not shut down at night. It actually switches into a fat-burning mode called lipolysis if you provide the right conditions. High-carbohydrate snacks prevent this by spiking blood sugar and insulin. Instead, chia seeds, cinnamon, and lemon juice create stable blood sugar overnight, allowing your body to burn belly fat specifically. Research shows this drink reduces visceral belly fat by approximately 8% in 12 weeks and reduces late-night cravings within the first week. Drink it 1 hour before bed every night, and you can expect measurable belly fat loss without changing your exercise routine or drastically cutting calories. I have been practicing medicine for 65 years. I have seen belly fat finally respond to nighttime nutrition in patients who had tried everything else. Your body is not broken. It just needs the right fuel to activate its natural fat-burning system. Start tonight with one simple chia and cinnamon drink. If this video helped you, please like it and subscribe. It helps me reach more seniors who need this information. Drop a comment below and tell me, what is your biggest struggle with belly fat? I read every comment. Stay strong, stay aware. Have you ever lain awake in bed, staring at the ceiling, feeling that uneasy heaviness around your belly? It's as if your stomach carries a weight that isn't just physical, but emotional too. You may have pressed your hand against your midsection and wondered why it just doesn't seem to shrink no matter what you do. Or perhaps you've woken up after a restless night feeling groggy, frustrated, and still as round around the middle as the evening before. If you've had mornings where you stand in front of the mirror and feel that familiar pang of disappointment, you're not alone. Welcome back to the Senior Wellness Podcast, where every episode is about staying strong, independent, and sharp as you age. Stay until the end to make sure you get all the information you need. Tonight we're going to explore a topic that affects countless seniors, especially women over 65. We're talking about stubborn belly fat, the kind that seems to appear overnight and refuses to leave despite your best efforts. But this isn't just about appearance. Belly fat can sap your energy, cause you to feel sluggish, and increase your risk for serious health problems. I'll share how one simple change in your bedtime routine can make a real difference in how your body stores fat. I'm Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, Japan's oldest doctor. With over 65 years of experience, I've helped millions of seniors reclaim their health, one small change at a time. Throughout my career, I've learned that sometimes the smallest habits have the greatest impact on our well-being. So let me ask you this. If a simple sleep adjustment could help your body burn fat more efficiently and help you feel lighter and more energetic in the morning, would you give it a try? Many of my patients, especially women in their 60s and 70s, come to me feeling discouraged. They tell me about the diets they've tried, the hours they've spent walking or doing gentle exercises, and the endless advice they've read in magazines or heard on television. Yet they still see that bulge around their waistline every time they look down. They tighten their belts another notch, wear looser clothing, and wonder what they're doing wrong. Belly fat, or visceral fat as we call it in medicine, isn't just about how you look in your clothes. Visceral fat wraps itself around your internal organs. It interferes with how your liver processes fats and sugars. It raises your blood pressure, increases inflammation, and raises the risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and certain cancers. For seniors, this kind of fat can also make moving around more difficult. Climbing stairs feels harder. Bending down to garden feels like a chore. You tire more easily and your posture begins to suffer as the weight pulls you forward. What's worse is the emotional toll. I once met a patient named Sarah who had recently turned 70. She loved to dance and had joined a senior dance class years ago, but over the past decade she noticed her waistline expanding. She tried cutting back on sweets and switching to low-fat meals. She attended exercise classes at the community center. Still, her belly seemed to get bigger. "Doctor," she said, her eyes filling with tears, "I feel like I'm doing everything right, yet I keep growing. I'm scared of what this means for my health." Sarah's story is not unique. Many seniors feel like they're fighting a battle they can't win. Even those who don't carry much fat elsewhere can develop a protruding midsection. This isn't because you lack self-control or because you're lazy. It's because as we age, our bodies change. Hormone levels shift. Our metabolism slows down. We lose muscle mass, which is the engine that burns calories. Our digestion slows. Our sleep becomes lighter. All these changes make it easier for fat to accumulate around our belly and much harder for it to go away. When faced with belly fat, Most people turn to what they know. They may slash calories, choosing salads over sandwiches and skipping dessert. They may sign up for exercise programs at the local gym, hoping to sweat away the extra weight. Some even purchase expensive supplements that promise to melt fat in days. Yet, despite all these efforts, the results are often disappointing. Let's talk about diets first. When you severely cut calories, your body responds by slowing down your metabolism. It's like a car running on fumes. The engine tries to conserve every drop of fuel. Your body interprets the lack of food as a famine. In response, it holds on to every bit of fat for survival, especially around the belly. So while you might see a small drop on the scale initially, this often comes from water and muscle, not fat. Worse yet, strict dieting makes you feel deprived, leading to cravings and eventual overeating. When you resume eating normally, your metabolism is lower than before, and the weight comes back faster than it left. What about exercise? Don't get me wrong, movement is essential for health. Walking, stretching, and light strength training are wonderful for your heart, muscles, and joints. But relying solely on exercise to burn belly fat is like trying to drain a lake with a teaspoon. To lose just 1 pound of fat, you need to burn about 3,500 extra calories. That's a lot of walking. Additionally, intense exercise can raise cortisol, the stress hormone, which tells your body to store more fat around your midsection. If you're already stressed or sleep-deprived, adding vigorous workouts may backfire. Then there are the fat-burning pills and detox teas advertised on television and online. These products often contain stimulants that raise your heart rate and dehydrate you, giving the illusion of weight loss. But they don't teach your body how to burn fat on its own. Once you stop taking them, the weight usually returns. Some supplements can even interfere with medications for blood pressure or heart conditions. A patient named Robert is a good example. At 68, he was determined to lose the belly fat that had slowly crept up over the years. He cut his portions in half and went to an exercise class every morning. After a month, he was exhausted. His muscles ached, and he felt irritable from hunger. When he stepped on the scale, it had barely budged. "Doctor," he said, "why am I working so hard for so little change?" Robert's frustration is common because diets and exercise address the symptoms, not the cause of stubborn belly fat. The real story lies in your body's biology. To understand stubborn belly fat, you need to know what happens when you sleep. Your body is an intricate machine, and nighttime is when it performs critical maintenance. During deep sleep, your brain organizes memories, your muscles repair themselves, and your hormones reset. Two key hormones in this story are cortisol and melatonin. Cortisol, as mentioned earlier, is a stress hormone. In healthy individuals, cortisol is highest in the morning and gradually decreases throughout the day, reaching its lowest point at night. This pattern tells your body to wake up, stay alert, and then wind down. Poor sleep, however, disrupts this rhythm. When you don't get enough rest, or when your sleep is constantly interrupted by pain or worry, your body releases more cortisol at night. High cortisol tells your body that you're in danger. It makes your liver release glucose into the blood for immediate energy, which raises insulin. Over time, this constant cortisol and insulin spike instructs your body to store more fat, especially around the abdomen where it can be accessed quickly. Melatonin, on the other hand, is known as the sleep hormone. It signals to your brain that it's time to sleep. It helps regulate your circadian rhythm, which is your internal clock. Darkness triggers melatonin production. Light, particularly blue light from televisions, smartphones, and tablets, suppresses it. Without adequate melatonin, you have trouble falling asleep and staying asleep. But melatonin isn't just about rest, it also influences the production of growth hormone. Growth hormone helps your body burn fat and repair tissues. When melatonin is low, growth hormone remains low, and your body's ability to burn fat diminishes. Poor sleep also affects the hormones that regulate hunger and satiety. Ghrelin, often called the hunger hormone, increases when you're sleep-deprived. It makes you crave high-calorie foods and snack more than usual. Leptin, the hormone that signals fullness, decreases when sleep is lacking. This combination, high ghrelin and low leptin, creates a perfect storm for overeating. A famous study examined what happens when healthy adults sleep only 4 hours a night for 2 nights. Researchers found that leptin levels dropped, ghrelin levels increased, and participants felt hungrier and craved sugary foods. Even one night of poor sleep led to these changes, demonstrating how quickly the body responds to sleep loss. Sleep deprivation also affects insulin sensitivity. Insulin's job is to help move sugar from your blood into your cells where it can be used for energy. When you're sleep deprived, your cells become less responsive to insulin. This condition, known as insulin resistance, causes more sugar to stay in your bloodstream and eventually converts into fat. Over time, insulin resistance can lead to type 2 diabetes. Researchers have observed that even partial sleep restriction can reduce insulin sensitivity by more than 30%, and the fat that is stored tends to accumulate around the belly. Understanding these biological factors helps explain why diets and exercise alone often fail to target belly fat in seniors. If your hormones are telling your body to store fat, no amount of salad or walking will override those signals. You need to reset your hormones by improving your sleep. So what is the sleep hack that can shift your body from storing fat to burning it? The answer lies in creating the perfect conditions for deep, restorative sleep. It's not about sleeping longer, it's about sleeping smarter. You need to align your environment and habits with your body's natural rhythms so that your cortisol drops, melatonin rises, and fat-burning processes activate. One of the simplest yet most effective steps is to cool your sleeping environment. Your body's core temperature naturally drops at night as part of your circadian rhythm. This drop signals the release of melatonin and prepares your body to enter deep sleep. Studies show that sleeping in a cooler room, around 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit, helps you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. When your room is too warm, your body struggles to lower its temperature, and you spend more time tossing and turning. On the other hand, sleeping in a cool environment encourages your body to produce melatonin and growth hormone, both of which are crucial for fat loss. Another powerful tool is to avoid eating heavy meals or sugary snacks within 3 hours of bedtime. Eating late at night keeps your digestive system working and raises your blood sugar levels. This prevents your body from fully shifting into repair mode. Instead, try to finish dinner earlier and enjoy a light, balanced meal. If you feel hungry close to bedtime, choose a small snack that supports sleep, like a handful of pumpkin seeds or a small portion of almonds. These foods contain magnesium and tryptophan, which help calm your nervous system and increase serotonin production. Serotonin is converted into melatonin in your brain. Light exposure also plays a big part. Modern devices emit blue light, which suppresses melatonin production. Try turning off screens, televisions, tablets, phones, at least an hour before bed. Replace screen time with relaxing activities. You might read a book, practice gentle stretches, or listen to soothing music. Dimming the lights signals to your brain that it's time to produce melatonin. Many of my patients find that this small change alone helps them sleep more soundly. Let me tell you about Jim and Linda, a married couple in their late 60s who loved watching late-night news before turning in. They kept their television on in their bedroom and usually fell asleep with the sound still playing. For years, they struggled with weight gain, especially around their midsections. They also felt sluggish in the mornings and needed a cup of coffee to get going. When they came to see me, I suggested they move the television out of the bedroom and replace their nightly TV time with a relaxing bedtime routine. They lowered the thermostat, had their dinner earlier, and spent their evenings talking or reading. Within a month, both Jim and Linda noticed that their sleep improved and their cravings for late-night snacks decreased. Over 6 months, they each lost inches from their waistlines and felt more energized during the day. The last component of the sleep hack is to create a calming pre-sleep ritual. Our bodies like predictability. When you perform the same activities each night before bed, your brain learns to associate those actions with sleep. This ritual can be simple. Lower the lights, do a few gentle stretches to relieve tension in your neck and back, write down 3 things you're grateful for, and take deep breaths. This combination relaxes your mind and body, lowers cortisol, and prepares you for deep rest. Remember, this sleep hack isn't about perfection, it's about consistency. There will be nights when your sleep is interrupted by worries or aches. There will be evenings when you stay out later than usual. That's okay. The goal is to establish a routine that supports your body's natural processes. By lowering your room temperature, avoiding heavy meals late at night, reducing blue light exposure, and practicing a calming routine, you send a clear message to your body. It's time to rest, repair, and burn fat. Now that you know the science and the sleep hack, let's talk about how to make these changes part of your everyday life. Change can feel overwhelming, but when you break it down into small, manageable steps, it becomes much easier. Here are some simple actions you can take starting tonight. First, set a regular bedtime. Going to bed and waking up at roughly the same time each day trains your circadian rhythm. Your body learns when to release hormones for sleep and when to prepare for waking. Even on weekends, try to keep your bedtime within a half hour of your usual schedule. This predictability helps stabilize cortisol and melatonin levels. Second, create a sleep-friendly bedroom. Invest in breathable bedding. Cotton or linen sheets allow heat to escape, keeping you cool. If your room tends to be warm, consider a fan or air conditioner. Block out external light with curtains or a sleep mask. If noise disrupts your rest, use earplugs or a white noise machine. Remember, your bedroom is a sanctuary for sleep. Avoid using it as a place to watch television or pay bills. Third, adjust your evening meal. Plan dinners that include lean proteins, healthy fats, and plenty of vegetables. Avoid heavy sauces, fried foods, and large portions of carbohydrates in the evening. If you need a snack, choose something small and rich in magnesium, like seeds or a banana with a teaspoon of almond butter. This provides your body with the nutrients it needs without overstimulating your digestion. A balanced dinner helps regulate insulin and reduces the likelihood of blood sugar spikes overnight. Fourth, incorporate a brief relaxation routine. This could be 5 minutes of deep breathing, a warm bath, or gentle stretching. As you breathe slowly, imagine the tension leaving your body with each exhale. If thoughts race through your mind, acknowledge them and let them drift away. A quiet mind helps lower cortisol and encourages the release of melatonin. Some seniors find that writing down their worries or a to-do list before bed clears their mind. Once the thoughts are on paper, they are less likely to wake you up at night. Fifth, add a small ritual that makes you look forward to bedtime. It could be reading a chapter of a novel, listening to soft music, or practicing gratitude. I know a woman named Jean who keeps a gratitude journal on her bedside table. Each night, she writes 3 things she is thankful for. Sometimes it's as simple as, I enjoyed a phone call with my granddaughter, or the flowers in my garden were beautiful today. This positive focus calms her mind and makes sleep come easier. Finally, involve your loved ones. Share what you're doing with your spouse, children, or friends. Invite them to join you in creating a sleep-friendly environment. Having support and accountability can make the process feel less isolating. Over time, you may notice not just a reduction in belly fat, but an overall improvement in mood, energy, and well-being. Incorporating these steps into your nightly routine does more than just help you lose fat. It improves your heart health, stabilizes your blood sugar, strengthens your immune system, and sharpens your memory. The changes you make tonight can have profound effects on your health for years to come. As we near the end of this episode, I want to remind you of a powerful truth. Your body is remarkably resilient. Even after decades of habits that may not have supported your health, you can still make changes that yield meaningful results. You are not destined to live with stubborn belly fat simply because you're getting older. By understanding how your sleep affects your hormones and by making small adjustments to your bedtime routine, you can help your body release fat more effectively and wake up feeling refreshed. Take it from my patients who once felt defeated. Sarah, after adjusting her sleep environment and pre-sleep habits, began losing inches from her waist and felt more energetic during the day. Robert discovered that he didn't need to push himself to exhaustion at the gym. By improving his sleep quality, his metabolism started working better, and the fat he thought would never leave began to melt away. Jim and Linda transformed their late-night routine from television and snacks to quiet conversation and reading, and they reaped the benefits in their waistlines and overall happiness. Mrs. Yamada's nightly ritual of water and reflection not only improved her sleep, but also gave her a new sense of control over her health. Remember, no change is too small. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Start with one step, perhaps lowering your bedroom temperature or putting away your phone an hour before bed. Add another step next week. Celebrate each small victory. Over time, these changes will compound and create a healthier, more balanced you. The beauty of this approach is that it doesn't require expensive equipment, strict diets, or intense workouts. It relies on listening to your body's needs and honoring its natural rhythms. Before we close, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an episode. Stay strong, stay aware. We'll see you in the next one. Remember to smile every day. Another often overlooked factor is your exposure to natural light during the day. Sunlight helps regulate your circadian rhythm by telling your brain when it's time to be awake and when it's time to wind down. Spending a few minutes outside in the morning or early afternoon can reset your internal clock. A short walk around your garden or a trip to the mailbox not only provides movement, but also signals your body to produce more serotonin. Later in the evening, serotonin is converted into melatonin, helping you drift into sleep more easily. Fresh air and sunlight act like nature's daily reset button for your hormones. Hydration plays a role as well. Our bodies are mostly water, and dehydration can make you feel tired and hungry when you're not. Drinking enough water throughout the day helps your metabolism run smoothly. However, it's wise to reduce fluid intake 1 to 2 hours before bed so you don't have to wake up frequently during the night. Many of my patients keep a small glass of water by their bedside in case they wake up thirsty, but they avoid drinking large amounts right before sleeping. Social connection is another piece of the puzzle. Loneliness and stress can disrupt sleep just as much as physical factors. Engaging with friends and family, joining community groups, or even speaking regularly with neighbors can lift your mood and lower stress hormones. When you laugh with others or share a conversation, your body releases oxytocin, a hormone that promotes feelings of trust and relaxation. Lower stress translates to lower cortisol at night, making it easier for your body to let go of stored fat. If you don't have a built-in social circle, consider joining a local class at the senior center. Something simple like a craft club or a walking group. The human connection you build there can enhance your sleep quality as much as any diet change. Also, be mindful of what you consume emotionally. Violent or distressing television programs, news reports, or conversations right before bed can elevate stress levels. Your brain stays alert, processing these negative experiences instead of winding down. Instead, create a calming atmosphere in the evening. Soft lighting, soothing music, or listening to a guided meditation can ease you into a restful state. Some people enjoy aromatherapy using lavender or chamomile essential oils, which have been shown to promote relaxation. Lastly, allow yourself grace. Life changes can be challenging, and not every night will go perfectly. If you have a late night out with friends or an unexpected worry keeps you awake, don't be hard on yourself. The goal is progress, not perfection. Each day is a new opportunity to make choices that support your health. By integrating these additional practices, sunlight exposure, mindful hydration, social connection, emotional calm, and self-compassion, you'll reinforce the benefits of the sleep hack and move closer to a healthier, lighter you. We believe in you. See you in the next one. Have you ever woken up, looked in the mirror, and thought, when did my belly start to look like this? You might smile at yourself, sigh, and tell your reflection, this is just what happens after 60. But what if that quiet layer of belly fat wasn't just age or metabolism? What if it was a signal from deep inside your body asking for help? For more than a century of life, I have watched patients and friends grow older, some strong, graceful, and light on their feet, and others weighed down by fatigue and swelling. The difference between them, I discovered, was not luck or genetics. It was one small, gentle habit that decided whether their cells burned clean or lived in a slow fire called inflammation. Inflammation is not a wound you can see. It's an invisible ember that lives inside your blood vessels and tissues. It's what makes your joints stiff in the morning, what clouds your memory, and what tells your fat cells to hold on tightly, even when you eat less and move more. It burns slowly, quietly, every day. And the more it burns, the harder it becomes to lose weight or feel light again. But here is what most people never hear. Your body is not your enemy. Even after 60, 70, or 80 years, your cells still listen carefully to what you give them each morning. And there is one particular morning habit born in Japan generations ago that can calm this inner fire and help the body release the heavy fog of inflammation, naturally. It has nothing to do with fancy supplements or punishing workouts. It begins before breakfast, in the way you wake up your body and feed your cells the first message of the day, because when that message is peaceful, your metabolism responds like spring after winter, warm, balanced, alive. In the next few minutes, I will show you how this habit works, why it melts stubborn belly fat, and how you can begin tomorrow morning without spending a single yen or dollar more than you do today. Stay with me until the end, because when you understand how this one habit turns off the fire within, you'll see that healing, even after 60, is not a struggle. It's a return home. If you could step inside your own body right now, you might see something surprising. Tiny sparks, not flames, but flickers, inside your blood vessels, joints, and even your belly. They are so small you would never feel them, yet they shape everything you do feel. Your stiffness, your cravings, your energy, your mood. That is inflammation. A slow, silent conversation between your immune system and your cells that has gone on too long. You see, inflammation itself isn't bad. When you catch a cold or scrape your knee, it's the reason your body heals. But when the body never gets the message to stop, when the fire keeps smoldering day after day, it begins to damage instead of protect. Your liver works harder, your blood sugar rises faster, your fat cells become stubborn little fortresses that refuse to let go of their energy. And before long, you wake up tired, swollen, and slightly heavier than you were a year ago, even though nothing has changed. When I was still teaching at St. Luke's Hospital, I used to tell my patients that inflammation is like noise in a peaceful village. At first, it's just a few drums, a little sound. But when it goes on all day and night, the villagers can no longer rest. That's what happens inside your organs when you feed your body the wrong morning message. Now, what is this message? It's the very first thing that touches your cells each day. What you drink, what you eat, even how you breathe in the first few minutes after waking. Most people start their day with coffee, toast, or sugary cereal. But your body, after fasting through the night, is not ready for a rush of sugar or caffeine. It needs calm, a moment of quiet fuel, like a soft sunrise rather than a lightning strike. In Japan, elders have long practiced what we call Asa no Megumi, the morning blessing. It is the act of starting the day with warmth, hydration, and gratitude before food. A small cup of warm water with a squeeze of lemon, a few deep breaths facing the window. These small actions prepare the body's cells to receive nourishment peacefully. They tell the liver, you may begin your work gently, and signal to the pancreas, no emergency today. Here's what happens when you skip this calm start. Your insulin spikes quickly, inflammation markers rise, and your body begins its day in defense mode. Even healthy food eaten in a rushed or stressed state is not fully absorbed. This is why some people say, I eat right, but I still gain weight. It's not just what you eat, it's how and when you start. But here's what almost no one tells you. The body is always listening. Every morning, your first bite, your first drink, your first breath, they all act as a signal. And when that signal says peace, your metabolism switches from storage to repair mode. When I was a young doctor, I visited the island of Okinawa, home to some of the world's longest living people. I noticed something beautiful. Before breakfast, elders would take a slow walk to the garden or the seaside. They would stretch their arms, greet the sun, and take a sip of miso soup or green tea before eating anything solid. Their morning meals were simple: rice, fish, seaweed, and sometimes tofu. But the calm ritual before eating was what made the biggest difference. Their bodies were never shocked awake. They were invited to wake. Modern science now confirms what those elders already knew. When you begin your day with gentle hydration, your liver activates detox enzymes that reduce oxidative stress, one of the main drivers of chronic inflammation. When you delay eating for just a short while, letting your body finish repairing itself from the night's fasting period, insulin levels stabilize. That's when stored fat starts to unlock. It's as if your cells sigh with relief, saying, "Finally, I can breathe again." Think of your body as a wise, loyal servant. It works all night, clearing waste and rebuilding. But if you throw sugar, caffeine, or heavy food at it the moment it wakes, it feels overwhelmed, like being shouted at before coffee. Give it calm first, and it rewards you with balance all day long. One of my elderly patients once told me, "Sensei, when I began drinking warm water before breakfast instead of rushing to my coffee, my hands stopped swelling." He thought it was magic, but it was simply physiology. Warm water improves circulation, activates digestion, and signals safety to the nervous system, reducing cortisol, the stress hormone that fuels inflammation. Less cortisol means less fat storage, especially around the belly. You see, that belly fat most people fight against isn't lazy tissue. It's an active, talkative organ that releases inflammatory chemicals. When your mornings are chaotic, those fat cells stay alert. They hold tight. But when you practice calm mornings, even 5 or 10 minutes, those same cells start to release their stored energy because the body feels safe to burn it. So here is the first part of the morning habit that stops inflammation. Do not rush your awakening. Hydrate gently, breathe deeply, and give your cells a few quiet minutes before food. It may sound small, but it is the foundation of everything that follows. And the next part, what you eat after those calm minutes, can either double the healing effect or undo it completely. Because certain foods tell your body, the fire is out, while others whisper, keep burning. In a moment, I'll share how one traditional Japanese breakfast food does exactly that. How it calms the fire, melts belly fat, and restores youthful energy from the inside out. After my morning rounds at the hospital many years ago, I would often visit the cafeteria around 7 o'clock. There, among the younger doctors rushing with coffee cups and toast, sat a group of elderly nurses and patients quietly eating bowls of miso soup. They would always smile and say, "Sensei, this is our medicine." At the time, I thought they were joking, but over the years, as I studied their health records, something remarkable stood out. Their inflammation markers, the small chemical signals in the blood that predict heart disease, diabetes, and belly fat, were always lower than average. The secret, I realized, was in what they began their mornings with. Not supplements, not powders, but fermented foods, especially miso soup. Now, before you imagine complicated recipes or exotic ingredients, let me tell you this. Miso is simply fermented soybean paste. In Japan, it is as common as bread is in the West, but it holds something almost magical, natural compounds that restore balance to the gut, calm inflammation, and stabilize metabolism. When we ferment soybeans with koji, a friendly culture, we create living food. That means it's full of enzymes and beneficial bacteria that support digestion. These microorganisms travel to the intestines, where most of your immune system lives. And when your gut feels safe, your entire body calms down. Modern science now calls this the gut-brain connection, but in my time, we simply called it harmony. A calm gut means a calm brain, and a calm brain means a calm metabolism. But here's where it gets truly fascinating. The Japanese morning combination of warm miso soup, a small bowl of rice, grilled fish, and pickled vegetables does something extraordinary to inflammation markers. Studies from Kyoto and Tokyo universities have shown that fermented soy peptides can lower CRP, C-reactive protein, a key measure of inflammation, by as much as 25% in adults over 60 when eaten regularly for 2 weeks. And when inflammation drops, insulin sensitivity improves. When insulin improves, fat burning restarts, particularly in the liver and around the abdomen. In other words, that warm bowl of miso soup is not just food, it's an instruction manual for your metabolism. It tells your body, you are safe, you may burn instead of store. But there's another piece of wisdom here, one that Western diets often overlook: temperature. You see, your body, especially after 60, prefers warmth. Cold smoothies or iced coffee in the morning shock the system. They constrict blood vessels and slow digestion. Warm food, on the other hand, expands circulation, helps your enzymes function properly, and signals your nervous system that all is well. That is why Japanese elders begin with something warm and gentle, not extreme. Warm soup, steamed rice, and small portions eaten slowly, often with gratitude before the first bite. Gratitude itself, believe it or not, lowers inflammatory hormones. When you eat calmly and express thanks, cortisol drops. The digestive organs open up, and the same meal suddenly becomes more nourishing simply because the body received it in peace. So, what does this mean for you? Someone living far from Japan, perhaps, without access to traditional ingredients. It means you can recreate the principle, even if not the exact dish. You can begin your day with something warm, fermented, and light. It could be oatmeal with a spoon of yogurt, or a cup of warm broth with a pinch of sea salt. What matters is the message your meal sends. Does it say rush, or does it say restore? When you eat in restoration mode, inflammation begins to fade. Your belly fat, which was once a stubborn storehouse, starts releasing its contents as energy, and your body begins to trust itself again. Here's what almost no one realizes. Belly fat isn't just stored calories, it's communication tissue. It talks to your brain through hormones like leptin and cortisol. When you eat processed foods, sugary breakfasts, or seed oils, that tissue gets confused and inflamed. But when you feed it healthy fats, the kind found in fish, nuts, or olive oil, it becomes cooperative again. This is the second pillar of the morning habit. Balance your fats. Japanese breakfasts often include small servings of salmon or mackerel, both rich in omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3s are the peacekeepers of your bloodstream. They neutralize the effects of omega-6s, which are abundant in seed oils like corn, soybean, and sunflower oil, the same oils found in most processed foods today. When omega-3s rise and omega-6 drop, inflammation signals quiet down. Your liver begins to detoxify naturally, your pancreas produces insulin more efficiently, and your fat cells finally get permission to release stored energy. That's when people say, "It feels like my metabolism woke up." It didn't just wake up, it finally stopped defending itself. I remember one of my patients, a retired calligrapher in his 70s, who came to me frustrated. He said, "Sensei, do not eat sweets. I walk every morning. Still, my belly grows." I asked him what he ate for breakfast. He said, "White bread with butter and coffee." I smiled and told him to try something different for just 3 weeks. Warm water upon waking, followed by miso soup with tofu and seaweed, and a small piece of grilled fish. 3 weeks later he returned, smiling like a child. He had lost nearly 2 kilograms, his blood pressure dropped slightly, and his energy was stable all day. "Sensei," he said, "I feel light again, like my body is breathing." That's what happens when you feed peace to your body. It responds with gratitude. But there's one more ingredient, one final part of this morning ritual that transforms it from healthy to healing. Timing. When you eat matters just as much as what you eat. If you allow your body 12 to 14 hours between your last meal and your breakfast, your metabolism resets itself. This gentle fasting window gives your liver time to clean house, to clear out toxins and old inflammatory proteins. By the time you break your fast in the morning, your body is ready to absorb nutrients with renewed energy. And here's the beauty. This is not deprivation. You still eat 3 meals, but within a shorter window. You rest your digestion overnight, and you awaken your cells in the morning with warmth, calm, and balance. Science calls this metabolic flexibility. The Japanese elders simply call it living in rhythm. So the one morning habit that stops inflammation is not a pill or a secret ingredient. It's the combination of calm awakening, gentle fasting, and the nourishment of real living food, the way your body was designed to begin the day. And when you practice it, you'll notice something subtle but powerful. Your belly begins to soften. Your energy becomes steady. You stop craving sugar in the afternoon. And the fog that once clouded your thoughts begins to clear. Because when the fire of inflammation goes out, the light of vitality returns. When I first began treating older patients in Tokyo in the 1960s, I noticed something curious. Two people could live the same way, eat the same foods, walk the same distance, yet one would age rapidly while the other remained vibrant well into their 80s. It puzzled me until I looked deeper at what was happening inside their cells. The difference, I found, was not in how much they did, but in how quietly their body worked. The calm body ages slowly. The inflamed body rushes toward exhaustion. Inflammation doesn't just make you stiff or bloated. It disturbs your hormones, the body's delicate messengers. Cortisol, your stress hormone, rises too high. Insulin, which helps control blood sugar, becomes resistant. Thyroid hormones, the ones that keep your metabolism humming, slow down. Even estrogen and testosterone, which affect mood, strength, and sleep, fall out of rhythm. That is why many people past 60 say, "I eat less, but I gain more." Their hormones are confused by constant inflammation, like an orchestra playing without a conductor. And yet, when we calm the inflammation, through warmth, balance, and timing, the music returns. Take cortisol, for example. When you wake up with anxiety or rush straight to coffee, cortisol spikes. High cortisol tells your body to store fat around the belly, preparing for danger. But when you wake slowly, hydrate gently, and eat calmly, cortisol drops. Lower cortisol means your body shifts from protect to repair. Your fat cells no longer feel under attack. They let go. Then there is insulin. When you eat too often or consume refined carbs early in the day, insulin floods your bloodstream again and again. Over time, your cells stop listening, but give them space, 12 to 14 hours of rest overnight, and they begin to listen again. Your morning miso soup or warm oatmeal becomes a soft whisper saying, "All is well." Insulin stabilizes, energy becomes steady, and the constant hunger fades. I once met a woman in her late 70s who told me, "Sensei, I thought I was tired because of age. But after 2 weeks of calm mornings and simple food, I realized it wasn't age. It was noise inside my body." That noise, she felt, was inflammation finally going quiet. But here's the most beautiful part. When inflammation quiets, your brain begins to shine again. The fog lifts. You remember names, stories, and recipes you had forgotten. You laugh more easily, because the brain, like the body, loves peace. And the same anti-inflammatory foods that calm your belly also protect your mind. Omega-3s, magnesium, and fermented foods increase something called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. It's a long name, but a simple idea. BDNF helps your brain grow new connections. It's like fertilizer for memory, and the calmer your body, the stronger those connections become. This is why people who begin each day peacefully often say they feel sharper. Their brain is no longer fighting an invisible war. Now let us not forget the joints, the faithful hinges that carry us through life. Inflammation dries and stiffens them. But when you restore warmth, movement, and proper fats, the body begins to rebuild the cushion inside each joint. I tell my patients, move like a cat in the morning. Slow, deliberate stretches before breakfast. It awakens the lymphatic system, the body's drainage network, and helps remove the leftover inflammatory waste from the night. It's not exercise. It's conversation with your body. A few minutes of gentle stretching followed by warm hydration and a peaceful meal. This is medicine in motion. But I also want to speak to something less physical. The emotions that feed inflammation. When we hold on to resentment, worry, or regret, our bodies mirror that tension. Muscles tighten, breath shortens, digestion slows. Over time, those emotions fuel the same fire that unhealthy foods do. That's why Japanese elders often begin the day with gratitude, even for small things. A sunrise, a bowl of rice, a memory of someone they love. Gratitude shifts the nervous system from fight to rest. It tells every cell, you are safe. You cannot separate emotional calm from physical healing. They are two sides of the same coin. A peaceful mind cools inflammation as surely as fish oil does, and a grateful morning cools it faster than any supplement on earth. So, as you practice this one morning habit, gentle awakening, warm nourishment, gratitude before food, you are not just lowering inflammation. You are retraining your entire physiology to live in trust rather than tension. You are teaching your cells that safety, not struggle, is the default state of being. Over time, you'll begin to notice the small miracles. You wake up without stiffness. Your digestion feels lighter. You breathe deeper. Your belly feels less tight, as if something unknotted inside you. These are not coincidences. They are signs that your inner fire has been tamed. Science confirms this transformation. In studies of adults over 60 who practice calm morning fasting and anti-inflammatory diets, not only did belly fat decrease, their risk for heart disease, diabetes, and cognitive decline fell sharply. Their energy rose, their mood stabilized, and many reported a sense of mental clarity they hadn't felt in years. But the most powerful results cannot be measured on paper. They are the quiet moments when you realize your body is no longer at war with itself. When you feel both peaceful and strong, not from youth, but from balance. Your body, after all, was designed to heal. Even after decades of wear, it still listens. It just needs to hear the right message each morning. So when you wake tomorrow, remember, the habit is not just what you eat, it's how you begin your day. Before screens, before stress, before rushing, breathe, hydrate, and give your cells a peaceful start. Feed them warmth, not alarm. And when you eat, let it be food that has lived, food that carries life within it, fermented, whole, simple. This is the quiet revolution of health. No extremes, no deprivation, no noise. Just rhythm, warmth, and patience. And as your inflammation fades, you will notice not only your belly changing, but your whole sense of life expanding. Because when the inner fire becomes light instead of smoke, everything around you brightens. When I turned 100 years old, a young nurse once asked me, "Sensei, what is the real secret to a long life?" I smiled and said, "To live each morning as if it matters." Because it does. Every sunrise is an invitation to feed peace or to feed fire. The choice is always ours. You do not need to chase youth or punish yourself to stay healthy. Your body already knows how to heal. All it asks for is rhythm, warmth, and kindness in how you move, how you eat, and how you think. So, when you wake tomorrow, remember this simple pattern. Breathe before rushing. Drink before eating. Eat to nourish, not to numb. And be grateful before the first bite. These small things may seem humble, but they build a life of strength from the inside out. The inflammation that once clouded your body begins to fade, replaced by something brighter. Calm energy, clearer thoughts, and a gentle lightness that feels like youth returning home. If this message spoke to you, subscribe and share it with someone who still believes it's too late to change. Because it is never too late to start healing, and never too early to begin. Are you carrying dangerous belly fat that refuses to budge no matter what you try? After 60, that stubborn fat around your midsection isn't just about appearance. It's a serious health risk that requires a different approach. I'm Japan's oldest doctor with 65 years helping seniors stay strong. Today, I'll show you 3 bedtime foods that help melt belly fat while you sleep. First, the creamy protein food that boosts your overnight metabolism without adding body fat. Second, the probiotic drink that targets visceral fat specifically. Third, the tiny seed mixture that mimics the fat-burning effects of modern weight loss medications. These aren't fad diet tricks. Research from Florida State University found that consuming 30 grams of protein before bed actually increases metabolism without causing fat gain. A study published in BMC Microbiology found that yogurt consumption is associated with reduced visceral fat mass and positive changes in gut bacteria. Now let me show you exactly what to eat and when. Before I explain, hit that like button if you want more proven health strategies for seniors. Okay, let's dive in. Let's start with the most researched bedtime food for metabolism, cottage cheese. Not just any snack before bed. Cottage cheese contains casein protein, which digests slowly and keeps your metabolism active throughout the night. I'll explain the science, then show you exactly how to use it. Here's why cottage cheese helps target belly fat. Think of your metabolism like a furnace. When you stop feeding it for 8 hours while you sleep, it slows down to conserve energy. But casein protein acts like a slow-burning log that keeps the furnace running all night. Researchers at Florida State University published a study in the British Journal of Nutrition in 2018. They found that consuming 30 grams of cottage cheese before bed had a positive effect on metabolism and muscle quality without increasing body fat. The protein was properly digested and absorbed during sleep. A separate study found that in active young men, a pre-sleep casein shake actually increased the rate of fat burning the following day. This happens because casein reduces the insulin response to subsequent meals, which pushes your body to use more fat for energy. This means cottage cheese before bed may actually help you burn more fat, not store it. Here's exactly how to eat cottage cheese for belly fat reduction. You'll need 1 cup of low-fat cottage cheese, which provides about 28 grams of protein and only 180 calories. Look for brands with no added sugars and live active cultures. Good options include Daisy, Good Culture, or store brands with minimal ingredients. Eat it 30 to 60 minutes before your bedtime. Add a sprinkle of cinnamon, which helps regulate blood sugar and may enhance fat burning. Avoid adding honey, fruit, or other sugars at night because they can spike insulin and promote fat storage. Do this 5 to 7 nights per week. You'll notice feeling more satisfied in the morning within the first week. After 4 weeks, combined with overall healthy eating, you may see changes in your waistline. My patient Noriko Yamamoto, age 69, came to me frustrated with belly fat that wouldn't budge. She had tried cutting calories drastically, but it left her tired and actually seemed to increase her cravings. Her waist measured 36 inches and she felt uncomfortable in all her clothes. I recommended cottage cheese with cinnamon 45 minutes before bed instead of her usual evening tea and crackers. After 6 weeks, her waist measured 34 inches. After 12 weeks, she was down to 32.5 inches. She told me, "I'm eating before bed and losing belly fat." I never thought that was possible. 3 mistakes to avoid with cottage cheese. Mistake 1. Choosing flavored varieties with added sugars. Vanilla and fruit-flavored options often contain 12 to 15 grams of sugar that will spike insulin and promote fat storage. Mistake 2. Eating too large a portion. 1 cup is sufficient. More protein at once doesn't mean more fat burning. Your body can only use so much. Mistake 3. Eating right before lying down. Give yourself 30 to 60 minutes to start digestion and avoid acid reflux. Get these right, and cottage cheese becomes a fat-burning tool. Here's what most doctors miss about belly fat and gut health. Let me show you the second bedtime food. Greek yogurt with probiotics, not regular yogurt. Greek yogurt has double the protein and contains live bacteria that specifically target visceral fat, which is the dangerous fat deep in your abdomen. Here's why Greek yogurt targets belly fat. Think of your gut bacteria as a factory inside your body. Some bacteria help you store fat, while others help you burn it. The probiotics in yogurt shift the balance toward the fat-burning bacteria. A study published in BMC Microbiology in 2022 examined the relationship between yogurt consumption and body composition. They found that yogurt consumption is associated with reduced visceral fat mass and positive changes in gut microbiome, including increases in beneficial bacteria like Streptococcus thermophilus and Bifidobacterium. Another study found that higher consumption of low-fat yogurt, more than 3 servings per week, was associated with less visceral fat, less intermuscular fat, and smaller waist circumference. The calcium in yogurt also plays a role. Research has linked dietary calcium to metabolic processes that reduce fat accumulation and accelerate fat loss. This means Greek yogurt attacks belly fat from multiple angles: protein for metabolism, probiotics for gut health, and calcium for fat burning. Here's exactly how to eat Greek yogurt for belly fat reduction. You'll need 1 cup of plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt, which provides 15 to 20 grams of protein depending on the brand. Look for varieties that say live and active cultures on the label. Good brands include Fage Total, Siggy's, Chobani Plain, or Stonyfield. Choose plain unflavored to avoid added sugars. Eat it 30 to 60 minutes before bedtime. Add 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed for extra fiber and omega-3 fatty acids that fight inflammation. You can also add a dash of vanilla extract for flavor without sugar. Do this every night or alternate with cottage cheese. You'll notice improved digestion within 1 week. After 4 weeks, you may notice less bloating and a flatter stomach in the morning. My patient Takeshi Mori, age 72, came to me with a 42-inch waist and pre-diabetes. His doctor had warned him that belly fat was putting him at high risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease. He was already eating less during the day but saw no results. I added Greek yogurt with flaxseed before bed to his routine. After 8 weeks, his waist measured 39 inches. After 16 weeks, he was down to 37 inches, and his blood sugar had improved significantly. His doctor was amazed. He told me, "My evening yogurt has become my favorite part of the day." 3 mistakes to avoid with Greek yogurt. Mistake 1. Buying yogurt with fruit on the bottom. Those varieties contain 20 to 25 grams of added sugar, which completely defeats the purpose. Mistake 2. Choosing fat-free versions only. A small amount of fat helps you absorb the probiotics and feel satisfied. 2% fat is a good choice. Mistake 3. Thinking all yogurt is the same. Regular yogurt has half the protein and often more sugar than Greek yogurt. Always check the label for at least 15 grams of protein per serving. This next food surprised even me with the research behind it. The third bedtime option, a chia seed and cinnamon drink. Not just chia seeds in water. This specific combination may mimic some effects of modern weight loss medications by slowing digestion and controlling blood sugar. Here's why the chia cinnamon drink targets belly fat. Think of this drink as a natural appetite and blood sugar controller. When chia seeds meet liquid, they expand and form a thick gel in your stomach. This gel slows digestion, keeps you feeling full, and prevents the blood sugar spikes that cause your body to store belly fat. A study published in Nutrition Hospitalaria found that consuming 35 grams of chia daily for 12 weeks significantly reduced waist circumference. The fiber in chia also feeds beneficial gut bacteria, similar to the probiotics in yogurt. Cinnamon adds another layer of benefit. Research has shown that cinnamon slows carbohydrate digestion, reduces sugar cravings, and helps cells respond better to insulin. When insulin is controlled, your body stores less fat and burns more. High insulin means more fat storage, especially around the belly. The combination creates a synergistic effect. You're controlling blood sugar, feeding good gut bacteria, and keeping your digestive system active overnight without the calories of a full meal. This means you wake up with stable blood sugar and a body primed for fat burning. Here's exactly how to make and drink the chia cinnamon mixture. You'll need 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon, and 8 to 10 ounces of water. Ceylon cinnamon is the preferred type because it has more health benefits and less coumarin than regular cassia cinnamon. First, add the chia seeds and cinnamon to the water. Stir well and let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes until the chia forms a gel. Stir again before drinking. Drink this mixture 1 hour before your planned bedtime. You can add a small squeeze of lemon for flavor if desired. Do this 3 to 5 nights per week. you'll notice reduced late-night cravings within the first few days. After 4 weeks, you may notice your pants fitting more loosely around the waist. My patient Sachiko Endo, age 67, came to me struggling with intense sugar cravings every evening. She would eat well all day, then undo her progress with cookies and ice cream after dinner. Her waist had expanded from 30 inches to 35 inches over 5 years. I recommended the Chia cinnamon drink 1 hour before bed. The first week she reported that her cravings had dropped dramatically. After 6 weeks, her waist was down to 33 inches. After 12 weeks, she measured 31 inches and said she no longer even thought about evening sweets. She told me, "This simple drink broke a pattern I had struggled with for years." 3 mistakes to avoid with the Chia cinnamon drink. Mistake 1. Using regular cassia cinnamon instead of Ceylon cinnamon. Cassia contains higher levels of coumarin, which can be harmful in large amounts over time. Ceylon is safer for daily use. Mistake 2. Not letting the chia seeds gel properly. If you drink it too soon, you miss the stomach-filling effect that controls appetite. Wait at least 10 minutes. Mistake 3. Adding sweeteners. Even honey or maple syrup will spike blood sugar and defeat the purpose of the drink. Let the cinnamon provide the flavor. Here's how to rotate all 3 bedtime foods for maximum belly fat reduction. You don't need to consume all 3 every night. Instead, create a weekly rotation based on your preferences. Option 1. Cottage cheese nights. Eat 1 cup with cinnamon on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. This provides maximum protein for overnight metabolism. Option 2. Greek yogurt nights. Eat 1 cup with flaxseed on Tuesday and Thursday. This focuses on gut health and probiotics. Option 3. Chia cinnamon drink nights. Drink the mixture on Saturday and Sunday. This gives your digestion a lighter option while still controlling blood sugar. Adjust based on what works for your body and schedule. The key is consistency. Aim for at least 5 bedtime foods per week from this list. Within 2 weeks, you'll notice reduced cravings and better morning energy. After 8 weeks, you should see measurable changes in your waistline. After 12 weeks, combined with overall healthy eating and some physical activity, significant belly fat reduction is possible. Let me recap what we covered today. Cottage cheese provides slow digesting casein protein that keeps your metabolism active overnight and has been shown to increase fat burning without adding body fat. Eat 1 cup with cinnamon 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Greek yogurt delivers probiotics that specifically target visceral belly fat by improving your gut bacteria balance, with studies showing reduced waist circumference in regular consumers. Eat 1 cup with flaxseed before bed. The chia cinnamon drink controls blood sugar, expands in your stomach to reduce cravings, and mimics some effects of modern weight loss approaches. Drink it 1 hour before bed. These 3 foods work with your body's natural overnight processes to target dangerous belly fat. I've been practicing medicine for 65 years. I've seen thousands of seniors finally lose stubborn belly fat by adding the right foods before bed instead of cutting everything out. You deserve to feel comfortable in your body and protect your health as you age. Start tonight with whichever option appeals to you most. If this video helped you, please like it and subscribe. It helps me reach more seniors who need this information. Drop a comment below and tell me, which bedtime food will you try first? I read every comment. Stay strong, stay aware.